those who have laid their burdens down and are now walking in the newness of life, are now new creatures in Jesus Christ. And we are grateful again to the Lord for granting us another Tuesday evening to be able to come together and study His Word. He didn't have to do it, but He did. So we are indeed grateful. And again, we are continuing in our study of this great epistle of the Apostle Paul to the Romans. And tonight we approach the summit, if you will, of this great epistle, the 8th chapter of Romans. Tonight we'll be looking at verses 1 through 6, and our topic is no condemnation. No condemnation. This again is going to sort of sum up what the Apostle Paul has been teaching and telling us concerning the new life that we have in Jesus Christ because of justification. And now that we have dealt with what justification has done and how we are now moving into sanctification, now we're going to look at what life in the Spirit looks like for those who have had this great work of the gospel performed on their behalf. So again, we are in Romans 8, verses 1 through 6. So let us turn our attention to the word of the Lord. And it reads, "There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God, sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." And thus ends the reading of the word. Let's bow in a word of prayer. Father, how we thank you for blessing us once again and granting us this glorious privilege of being able to come together in this place in your name to study your word. We ask tonight, oh God, that as we open your word, that you would open our hearts and our minds, that we would behold the truth of your word, that we would be impacted by the truth of your word, and that we would then apply that truth to our daily living. We do give you glory, honor, and praise